Coach Ken Hunter, East Los Angeles College, assistant coach. Real known from the Last Chance U season 6. And hello, everybody.
Coach Hunter, man, thanks for joining our 2 cents, man. We appreciate you.
Oh, no doubt.
Talk to me about. I know you do a lot. I know you visit a lot of schools. You watch a lot of basketball, high school, JUCO. Well, obviously you're in JUCO, but
Right.
you visit a lot of these high school tournaments and things like that. Talk to me about. I want to know specifically: are there a certain type of player that you're looking for? Are there certain attributes that you're looking for?
Man, it's more of just having a feel for what we need that particular year. But I don't just look for us. I'm surveying the whole landscape, looking for all levels, to be honest. Because I have a lot of guys that call in and looking for talent all the time, and they value my recommendations. So I'm always looking for all levels, even other junior colleges.
Yeah.
I help a lot of other junior colleges get talent, and so if it's guys out here that fit their system and their style of play, I recommend kids that way. The same way at the Division I, Division II, NAIA, even D3 level, because I field those calls on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got to know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So I got to come out and check out a lot of games and see guys multiple times just to make sure, my eye not lying to me, and see where they consistency level and the type of player they are. But in general for us, man, we just like guys who want to get after it, want to play hard, can be coached hard, even when your shot not falling, what you're doing without the ball, how you playing without the ball, how you playing on the ball, how you defending, how you rebounding, because we huge on rebounding. We think we lead the state in rebounding, and it just comes with what we do. So you got to be able to move a certain type of way. You got to have a certain type of feel. You can't be too selfish. We understand some selfishness, but we break a lot of that once they get in our doors and start grooming on the right way. So I just really like to see you improving every time I come out and see you. That way I know you putting into it and becoming a good overall basketball player. Yeah. It's just not about scoring. There's so many different ways you can affect the game. And so that's what I'm looking at when I'm watching games and, just getting a feel for kids, getting a feel for what they come from.
Talk to me about how you personally are able to build such good rapport with so many people. I've talked to a lot of different kids who don't even play in your system who have spoken so highly of you, and I'm just trying to figure out, and I know how real you keep it as well. So how are you able to manage being able to build such a good rapport with these kids and also being completely honest with them the way you are?
Well, kids trust me because they know I've been around, and I've had a lot of their big brothers, big homies, cousins. Shit, at this point, I done had daddy, so it's crazy, man. It's like, I just realized how long I've really been doing this, man. So, the circle always comes full tilt around, man. So if you do right by people, you're gonna receive right by others. They gonna want their sons, their cousins, nephews in your system, regardless of where you go. So wherever I go, if I decide to stay, if I leave, I'm always be able to get the best of the best because I've always done right by players I've had, and they love me. They know I'm gonna keep it real. They know I'm gonna push them. They know I'm gonna spend real time with them, both on and off the court, develop them not just as basketball players but as men. Teaching them the route where, when you leave my level, that you're not in the red. You don't have student loans, you don't have debt, and you're moving on to the 4-year and still not incurring debt. A lot of us leave the 4-year and we $50,000 to $100,000 in debt. So that's huge for a kid to be able to go to the 4-year level and leave their debt free with a degree, and then have job opportunities, whether it's in basketball or in life, waiting for them. So I'm known for that. And I've blessed so many with those opportunities. And so that just works itself out at this point, you know. So now it's like, you know, it's you got to turn guys down now, you know what I'm saying, or you find them other places that's trying to do what we're doing currently, and you know, we just got a national stage, and really, you know, everybody knows now. You know, it used to be like half of the country knew, some of the country knew, but now the whole world knows, and so that just puts us in a different bracket now. We still busting our ass and working our butts off, man, and our whole staff do a good job of doing that, man, doing their part, and you know, really giving back to these kids because they really need it. You know, COVID really messed up a lot of stuff for these kids, and you know, just watching the games today made me realize how bad COVID affected, you know, inner city kids, inner city schools in general, especially the public schools, because it seemed like the private schools just came and picked those good
all
kids apart. And so like most of the city schools right now young, and they got a lot of coaching to get in, and you know, a lot of time was lost because gyms wasn't available, and it's kind of showing, you know, and so you know, we got a huge way to get it back right like it was, which ain't a knock to none of the coaches because it wasn't their fault, you know. You know, nobody knew what COVID was going to bring and how it was going to destroy, and you know, hopefully we can get a lot of these kids' lives back on track.
Yeah, segue, you kind of spoke a little bit on what my next question was. Since you guys have been on Last Chance U, have you received an outpouring of kids wanting to come? I would imagine so. And how do you weed through to get to what you want to get?
Hey man, it made it so much more difficult for us because like we get thousands of emails and texts, and like I literally like almost went off a kid in my DM, a little 15-year-old, and he was pissed at me because I won't keep answering his questions, and I'm like, you know, first off, bro, I don't come on here that often. I barely use my Instagram, but and then I'm like, but you know, I don't have time to answer 1,000 questions from one person. And I understand that he's in a foreign country somewhere and don't get the exposure, and he's trying to figure out how to become a better basketball player. And you know me, I try to be nice to everybody and answer a few questions here and there, but you can't take my whole day. Like I'm just like, bro, like what do you want? You like he's in the DM like, oh, so you're not gonna answer me no more? You're not. I'm like, bro, I just got on Instagram and seen it. I'm like, and you got like 50 messages waiting on me, and you cussing me out. Like, what you want me to do? Just like be your personal guy? Like I'm not getting like what? It's 100 other people in my DM asking me something.
Yeah.
So and then I said, you know, if you humble enough, you know, you shouldn't come off like that because how many guys that you inbox that even answer, you know? And I'm like, you know, I'm actually talking with you and giving you some insight, but I can't give insight when you want it. You know, you'll get it when I got the time to do it, and you know. But I said, now I'm not going to answer no questions no more from you, you know? And said, until you humble yourself, man. And he apologized and everything, and he understood, and he had, you know, but it just seemed like I can tell like he's an entitled kid, and he, you know, that's the way he reacted. But man, it's crazy like how much of that you have to deal with, and you know, it's always somebody, I got 3 players for you, I got these players. And a lot of times, man, you know, I don't think people watch us enough to realize how talented you have to be one of those dudes, man. You got to be extremely talented to play for us, you know. And that's not a knock to nobody else. It's just, man, we, like, dang near every kid on our team averaged 20 plus in high school, you know, and was all CIF, all state. You know, D1 bounce backs, D2 bounce back. And it's tough, man. It's tougher than ever to receive a scholarship right now. What I've noticed is all the junior colleges are up in talent level. Like it's literally nobody that doesn't have talent. So, and that's because of COVID. You know, COVID pushed a lot of kids junior college that typically would be at Division Ones and Division Twos and NAIAs. And so you see a lot of talented kids, and I feel so bad for the seniors that's coming out because it's literally going to be nowhere to go for those guys. Maybe prep school, maybe junior college if you're lucky, because even the junior college, like we started off with probably 40 players, probably had more than that trying to come in and, would, want to try out and work out. And so, that's part of the success in the show, and it's part of the success that we have in real life as a team. And it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah. Man, so speaking of that, so I feel like right now, the landscape of California, I feel like it's D1, you got your UCLAs, I feel like, you got your USCs and stuff like that.
Right.
And I feel like immediately after that, you guys are the next level, like above D2. Like a kid would rather go play for you guys than go D2 at this point. Do you feel like you're seeing something like that?
Yeah, it's been like that for a minute now, though. Like, this didn't just start with the show. The show made it more recognizable for kids who didn't know across the country. But it's been like that for a minute, man. Junior college in California, especially if you're a California kid, is actually kind of more perks because D2s can't get full scholarships, or they can, but they seldomly do unless you really just one of them special dudes. And so here, if you was born and graduated out of high school here, and then you get your full, you're eligible for Pell Grant and get a full Pell Grant, you actually probably make more going to junior college than you would being on scholarship. Now, the D2s and stuff had a housing and all that, but even it's junior colleges that have dorms now in California, and a lot more are starting to build them. So, like, we'll even be caught up on that level almost all across the board real soon. Within these next 3 to 5 years, everybody will be starting to catch up with the norm of having housing and dorms. And it's a lot of big time facilities here now in junior college. We actually start groundbreaking on our new gym, actually I think next month. Nice. And so, it ain't a big discrepancy no more, and then kids know that all the top D1s are coming out and watching our kids, and they follow our kids all throughout the year. Even when they go to All-American camp and, different events, they come here. When they in town, they come here preseason, they come here during the season. So it's definitely a different decision now. It's like, if I don't get top of the line treatment, the D1 offer I want, then I know I can go to East LA and still get those opportunities. So that's been a huge blessing, and the show is part of that too, because it showcased a lot of those things, and it's only been getting better. So we can't complain.
Yep. All right, Coach, man, we appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to add, you want to say about your team or anything?
Everybody out there, y'all just keep grinding, working hard. I know it's tough times, man, but follow your dream and don't give up on yourself, and believe in your coach and in your coach staff. Keep working hard, and that's about it, man. Shout out to my East LA boys.
There it is, man. Coach Kent.